Okay, so first off, I have to apologize for the camera being so close to my face, but apparently there's something up with the microphone and it's being really weak. But anyway, thanks for sharing your embarrassing stories about your wisdom teeth, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one who has embarrassing, funny stories, even though I've heard several good, funny, embarrassing ones, so it's always good. And I'm a storyteller, so I enjoy collecting and telling stories. But I had my wisdom teeth out the summer before my junior year of high school, so it's been about, I guess, dang, like 6 years, 5 or 6 years now. And but I remember I was currently reading A Prayer for One Meaning, which is on my bookshelf up there, for my AP English summer reading list or whatever. And I do remember going into the oral hygienist or oral surgeon, I guess is who it is, the oral surgeon's office, and like as he was putting the medicine in or whatever, he was like, "So you're reading A Prayer for One Meaning, yeah? How do you like it?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I like it pretty well." And I was talking about it, and he goes, "Well, how far are you?" And I said, "I'm at the part where I," and I distinctly remember that happening. Um, Later, like I have kind of spotty memories. I kind of wish that we had taken video or something of what it was like because I know it was funny. But I only have spotty memories of actually the aftermath, I guess. And my mom made a bed for me in my parents' room so that she could take care of me like when I needed it all day long. And like if I was in pain in the night, then whatever. But she made up this contraption that was like, if you think about watching A Christmas Carol, when Marley comes out and he's got his head wrapped in that scarf, my mom essentially did something like that for me for my teeth. She took an actual scarf, like a one of these really like sheer scarves that a lot of old ladies wear. She wrapped it around my head and put an ice pack here and had the scarf holding it in, and it was tied in a bow on top of my head. And my face was all swollen. I have a pretty round face anyway, so you can imagine how funny I looked. But I was oblivious to the fact I was on a really strong painkiller, very strong, like pills that were like this big. And the biggest memory that I have, I guess, of besides the hideous scarf thing that I was wearing, I know I slept a lot and I cried a lot. And it wasn't necessarily because I was sad or necessarily in pain because I was taking meds, but I just was out of it. I would just start crying. And I remember there was one time where I was taking a nap in that little bed, and my mom and my sister were sitting on the bed behind me, not this bed behind me, but in my parents' room, sitting on the bed behind me watching TV. And I woke up and I saw the TV was on, and like they were talking, and then mom said something like, "Oh, is she awake?" And then I just turned around to them with this ice pack scarf thing around my face all swollen. I just kind of look at them. I go, and I just started like this really weak, pitiful crying, and my mom was just like, "Oh, Taffy, does it hurt?" And I was like, now looking back on it, I think it's really funny. I think too, I can't remember if it was this time or maybe some other time when I was sick and really out of it, but I know that I watched, like, my boyfriend at the time was taking care of me too, and I mentioned that I hadn't ever seen Indiana Jones, the whole Indiana Jones series. And so when I was sick and out of school and well, not out of school, but out for sickness or whatever, he told me, he was like, "Well, we're gonna watch the whole Indiana movie, the whole Indiana Jones series while you're down for the count." And I think that was this time, but I was so out of it. I still haven't seen it because I didn't retain any of it. The only thing I remember is that there's one movie that has a little kid, and that's all I remember. Anyway, like I said, I really wish someone had filmed me during that time because it was undoubtedly hilarious. So that's my embarrassing dental story. Also, not dealing with wisdom teeth, but one thing that is funny about my dentist, every time I go to my dentist, he's always either talking about politics. So he's like, I hate Democrats so much, you know, like in my mouth. And I'm like, okay, I'm an independent, it's okay, you know. But he's either doing that or he's talking about how he has sons that are just my age. Huh? Huh? And I'm like, what are you gonna go home and like tell them? Like, oh, you know that Taffy girl? She has, you know, really good teeth. You know, I'm like, and I don't like being match made while I'm in the dentist chair. It's crazy. So anyway, those are my dental stories, my comedic, embarrassing dental stories. So yeah, as a side note, school is starting back up this week. First full day is Thursday, and I'm assuming that your schedule is probably something similar. So I hope you have a good semester and good luck with all your classes and everything. And woo, getting back into the swing of it. It's my last semester in undergrad. Hopefully a grad school will take me because I've mostly been filling out grad school applications all over this break. Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye.